Before we get started, a quick word from our sponsor, Community Financial's President CEO Tansley Stern's podcast, Despite Impossible. Now on to the show.
Studio Lounge interviews brought to you by Valera, Backbone, Typhone, and ASAPP Financial Technology.
Hey everybody, Mike Lawson here with CU Broadcast. Welcome back to our continued coverage of the 2025 NACUSO Reimagined here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And as you can hear, they're blaring the music.
It's a party.
It's a party here at NACUSO. It's Las Vegas, but they're about to start a session on stage. So if you hear some voices in the background, it's okay, but we're going to talk here. All right, guys?
It's perfect.
All right, we are here with Mr. J.R. Pierman from ASAPP Financial Technology, and you got some good background music. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Mike?
We're doing good. We're doing good. We're up in the production value here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then we have Mr. Kyle Stutzman from Janusea. How are you, sir?
I'm great, Mike.
Good.
Thanks.
Enjoy the music, all right?
Yeah.
All right, let's bring the microphone a little bit closer. So, that didn't sound right. Anyway, I digress. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing?
Great.
You doing all right?
Yeah, it's a great day. We just, pretty exciting day for us. We got to announce a partnership together today. So.
Well, let's hear more about this. Oh my gosh, JR, you want to go first?
Ahead. Sure,
What's going on here?
Yeah, so a year ago, we got to meet Kyle at the first NACUSO conference that I attended in Florida.
Oops.
And
Sorry.
no problem. And so, kind of last year has been an exploration between our two teams, and really excited to announce that Janusea is going to be developing our first 3 core banking integrations in the U.S. market.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Kyle, let's get the Janusea perspective here, shall we?
We just love new innovative solutions. We love I say new and innovative. It's absolutely what we're dealing with, but also experience. They're well established in Canada. They're helping credit unions across all of Canada, and now they're coming into the U.S. And they have something that fits with what the market currently needs.
Yeah, yep.
And it's it's part of our DNA that we want to work with people who are actually enabling and making things happen with institutions, not trying to compete against them or use them for their own benefits. It's a true partnership. So we're happy to be a part of that.
Well, what sparked this idea? Who called who, and or who called whom, and what got the ball rolling here? Kyle, you want to start here?
It was NACUSO a year ago.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me.
Yeah.
Sorry, JR.
So there was this Canadian walking down a row with a cowboy hat on.
That's an interesting look right there.
He's hard to miss. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, who are you and what do you do? And immediately, it was, well, this is what we do, and this is the value that we're doing in Canada, and we're exploring things here in the U.S., and we have these plans and initiatives, and it was just a great conversation to get started. And so, it blossomed into, well, here's what Janusea is doing, here's our integrations, and if you ever need our help, let's keep talking. Yeah. That's as simple as it was.
And the light bulb went on, right?
Yeah, it's like, I think, in this ecosystem, there's lots of players, right? And I think there's lots of people that, bring different things to the table, and, some of them are competitive, and there's different things you can explore. And I think for us, the exploration with Janusea this year was about both their technology enablement, so stuff that can move us forward faster to really help credit unions with our mission, which is to help them compete against direct-to-consumer fintechs. So there was that technology side, which was really cool, and how we can move faster together versus kind of trying to do that core banking integration on our own. But the other side is the people side, and I think that can't be missed. Our teams really did gel both that first in-person meeting, but then it's been a lot of time on video over the last year, getting to know each other, and making sure the technical teams and the business teams could work well together. So
okay, from the credit union perspective, I'm looking at this from the credit union perspective, because obviously from each of your perspectives, this is a no-brainer. Yeah. But from the credit union perspective, what does that look like for them? Moving as you're talking to a credit, what are you telling a credit union? To kind of, I don't want to say pitch them, but essentially tell them what this is all about.
Yeah, so for our platform, which is about delivering the member experience layer, so account and lending origination, CRM, enterprise content management, and data analytics, our platform integrates amongst its feature sets, but an important part for the credit union is, of course, how it can also integrate with their core banking technology, because at the end of the day, while we bring a lot of that engagement layer with our software itself, to get some of the staff efficiency and effectiveness, you need that core banking integration as well. So, working with Janusea on this side, and being able to move that forward at honestly a pace much faster than we can do just ourselves, it means we can really get out there to a lot more credit unions with an integrated platform faster.
Nice. And from the Janusea, when you're talking to a credit union, What's the share the selling point, if you will?
Well, from a Janusea perspective, it's you come to a conference like this and you want to be looking for something that actually make a difference in your employees, in your community, in your members' lives, and you come to a solution that is fully capable and looks like it would make a huge impact, and then you go and you ask JR, so do you work with my core legacy systems? And he's like, I do in Canada.
Okay,
I could get here. And so Janusea's that part that says yes. The answer is yes. If a credit union comes and says, I want to work with them, then yes, we would make that happen. In this case, JR said, hey, we need to be able to serve the industry. We have to be able to demo real live core connections in order, because yes, we're established in Canada. Yes, we can show the value. Yes, we have case studies, but it still doesn't feel the same as if I come to you and say, well, let's see what the solution is. And now it's able to make calls directly against the systems you're already using. That's what we help.
And you're meeting the credit unions in the United States, in the lower 48, as they say.
Yeah. And I look at their solution, and what do we have in credit unions today? But we have a bunch of people that are doing Alt-Tab. I need to get to this next screen in order to do this. I need to jump into this system to do this. I may need to minimize things, or I may need to stop here and go type in a whole other system on the side.
Oh my God.
And so the platform solutions that they're doing are really powerful because they have employee efficiency, but it also that directly relates to member experience, which is what they talk about all the time. So we know that we're not that, but we're the part that helps enable and give people access to things like that, and that's meaningful for us. And we want to make sure people can get to these sorts of solutions, and those platforms can become full servicing platforms. I mean, there's things that credit unions are able to do today they never could do because you have new companies that now have access to the industry, and the industry have access to them, and that's where Janusea sees ourselves fitting in.
So I'm getting this. The heart of the matter here is accessibility.
Yeah, that's a good way to frame
these cores. So
accessibility to the cores. Yeah, that's and again to that.
And Janusea allows you to do that.
Yeah,
right? To get your
exactly. Yeah, and I think even more broadly than that, I think seeing ecosystem partnerships like this come together again, which is really one of the themes of the NACUSO conference and some of the other conferences that happen. I think these are the type of success stories that are good for credit unions and ultimately for members as well, because there's no way that everybody's going to be able to do everything. You do need to find partners, and even us, where we're talking about a platform that we bring with many features to it, there's still many other features we need to connect with. So finding partners that can help enable that is so part of it.
Yeah, I've talked to so many people, not just at this NACUSO, but NACUSO last year and the year before, and how refreshing it is to see folks in this room partnering together to meet a specific need for a credit union, and this is an ideal example of that.
Yeah.
So, and even making it international as well, crossing the border. So it's pretty cool to see that as well. So, and I think that's what you guys are fulfilling here. Because obviously there's a need for this type of stuff. You guys discovered this need. So why not move forward to something like this, right?
Exactly. Yeah. We're excited about it.
And the collaboration just isn't at the leadership level. The collaboration is at product level, at people who are doing implementations. And soon, the next interview will be with the pilot credit unions in the U.S. that are taking on the new innovation that they didn't have access to before, but now have access to work with, and you'll be able to see some of that, and they'll be able to tell their stories directly, which just isn't possible unless people like us work together.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's kind of my next question. Is like, okay, what are some next steps for you guys? What's next on the list here?
Now that we got everything kind of signed and sealed, the dev teams, tech teams are going to be working together to make sure we're able to deliver this in the project timelines that we're looking to, and so that's the next exciting hard work stuff that we're doing. But again, we're really happy that we're working with a trusted partner that's done this multiple times, so that's great for us. And I think the other part is getting out and telling people a little bit about this story and where this can go, because we really do feel our platform and being able to bring it down to the US is unique, and of course there's lots of account and lending origination platforms, there's lots of CRM platforms, but we don't see a lot, and we're hearing what we do and how we bring the elements together into a single integrated platform is unique, and so it's a lot for people to absorb. So there's lots of conversation and some education around that, and got the opportunity today to talk about our digital transformation kind of key success factors that we work with client partners on. So it's getting out there, telling that story, meeting people, and getting to do this with you. It's been great. So,
well, we're happy to to share this message with the industry and help you guys out as well.
And it's not a static solution. I mean, I know they've rewritten and updated a whole version of what they're doing in the platform. So that's what's exciting too. It's not, we took innovation of something that's been working for, years and years in Canada and brought it. It's took something that was working and has been improved and built upon, and now it's being improved and built upon again. And I know you spent time, it's not this partnership, there's others in the room that helped vet the regulatory requirements that might be different between Canada and the US, that prep those components. So this isn't just, it's not just us. There's others that have been involved in these conversations that I know about because of the stories JR's told, that they're prepped and ready to help those in the U.S.
Yeah, and I think that's, for a company, obviously, like we've been an established company, since 2001 and working with 50 client partners up in Canada. But, coming into a new market, it is big. It's, there's a lot to understand. I think Kyle's point about finding good partners, when you're coming into something like this, and people that, know the landscape and can help you navigate that, I think is, so important, right? You have to understand where you're strong and where you partner to be able to bring things forward. So it's been a good part of our
kind of a wrap-up question here, long-term or short-term, long-term goals here. I mean, obviously, probably discussed that a little bit, but from ASAP's perspective,
in terms of our business, I mean, we're really, the goal right now is to get our first two, what we'd call testing and strategic testing and deployment partners. That's our goal for this year. We know, again, getting those first couple of client partners off the ground and up and live on our platform in the U.S. is really important. And, we learned from that experience as well. So, we're looking for the right credit union fit that sees the benefit of our software for their members and for their credit union, and we can learn from that credit union to make the platform better as well. That's how we built it in Canada and how we've got to the size we have in Canada. In terms of our relationship with Janusea, I mean, the first three cores, that's just a start. We expect to integrate with a bunch more, so we're glad we're working with a partner that has been doing this for a while and is innovative on their part as well. So they're always looking at ways to improve and to grow again the not just the number of core integrations they do, but the level of integration they do. Because with a platform like ours that's so large and has so many different components, it's not just a basic data feed we need to pull in. We need to be able to do lots of transactional kind of activity with the core banking system. So, our CRM, has bidirectional integration. So, if you update something in the core, it's updating the CRM, updating the CRM, updating the core. So we need a partner that's got that innovation mindset as well.
Yeah, looking at it from the outside in, as you guys are talking, I'm like looking at it like this is just, it's opening the doors to credit unions for new technologies. That's how, I'm kind of putting it in a nutshell, obviously. I mean, it's much more complicated than that, obviously. But it's opening this door for credit unions to be better.
Yeah,
and to implement a technology like yours and to use Janusea as a conduit to do that. So that's how I see it.
That's great.
What
We're
about
excited.
You, man?
That's perfect. That's how I see it too. We've seen what they're doing, and we're excited. In a couple of weeks, they'll be able to make calls to real live cores, and then probably a few weeks later, that'll be built into their systems and demos. And so we're not talking about something that, there's been a journey. Let's be clear. It's been a journey, I'm sure, for them to do this process, but we're not talking about a long extended journey to that immediate value to the institutions. So this idea of working with two is right before them, and that's exciting because then people get to actually see it. And when you take the solution and apply it to reality, then, as you said, you learn about, what are the small tweaks, adjustments, and people get to see the real value of it. It's easy to talk about it. It's going to be more fun when you actually get in there and you play with it, and then those employees start to see what it's like to work out of one system. Which there's other credit unions thinking this, but they've had to do a lot of work to try to build it themselves or piece it together themselves. And here's a shortcut to that innovation, which is amazing.
Right on. All right, guys. Well, congratulations on the big announcement, and look forward to more conversations down the line, especially bringing on credit unions when they're ready.
Absolutely.
To share their experience too, because that's where the proof in the pudding is, so to speak. So
for sure.
Good to have you.
Well, thanks, Kyle.
Thank you. Well done, lads. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Mike.
Good job, JR.
It's great
Kyle,
chatting.
good job as always, and keep up the good work, and look forward to many more conversations down the road.
Sounds good.
Good job,
Thanks,
guys.
Studio Lounge interviews brought to you by Valera, Backbone, Typhone, and ASAPP Financial Technology.
A quick word from our sponsor, Community Financial's President CEO Tansley Stern's new podcast, Despite Impossible.